Coach Murphy, your first spring here at Concord as the offensive coordinator, as Coach Price has mentioned, you know Coach Ward from his time at Concord, have some background with him. But I guess let's start off. What's kind of your overall offensive philosophy?
The words that start out for me is work ethic and discipline, letting those guys understand that we've got to outwork the guys across from us every single day, and we've got to be able to do that at a consistent basis from pre-practice to all the way through team periods in practice. Then we go out there on Saturday afternoons this fall, along with that discipline, being able to have taking care of the ball and turnovers, not dumb penalties, not shooting ourselves in the foot as we go on down the field. But if those two things come together and letting those guys play fast within the offense, the points will take care of themselves.
You also have a background, well, I guess it was the old WVIAC, but most of those teams are now in the NEC. You have a background at Seton Hill going back 6-7 years ago.
Sure.
What's your, I guess, maybe knowledge of teams in this league?
Well, it's good and bad. I have a memory of those guys from 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, and I understand what this league is about and kind of have a history there as far as the recruiting process and where guys are coming from and things like that. Now the coaching changes and things like that, we'll take a look at it and be able to see how we can attack defenses, especially on our side of the ball, and how we can try and figure out the way to win games and score points in those guys. But it is a familiarity that I'm very comfortable with having right now and being able to go through and having understanding of different rivalries and things like that, the big games that we'll have to make sure that we kind of mark on our calendar as we go along.
Bunch of solid guys offensively coming back. Yeah. Brian Novak, one of the best quarterbacks in school history. You got Jamal Petty, who's been really good the last couple of years. 2 solid receivers outside, and then the offensive line still pretty stout. That's going to be your overall idea of the returners coming back here.
Excitement. It's really excitement. I can't wait to see those guys and get in practice and getting those guys running around and letting those guys feel a little bit of kind of my philosophy on offense, kind of how we're going to do things as a unit. But I'm truly excited to work with Brian and letting him play a little bit, letting him be in control of the offense and watching TJ and Dowse run around out there and loving that the O-line and Mr. Petty and those guys can control some of that and be able to dominate up front and again letting those guys experience what we're going to do offensively and let the scoreboard take care of itself.
I haven't really jumped into a lot of the spring yet, but through workouts, who are maybe some younger guys that you've seen stand out thus far?
Sure. The first guy that kind of pops into my head has been Plyler. Brent Plyler is a receiver. It's a young guy that's going to be coming out here fighting for some time. Him and Zen is a tight end that's coming out there going to fight for some time as well at the tight end position. Even some older guys that have really stepped up and worked out very hard. Eric DeLucchi is a guy that we're going to find a spot for on the offensive side of the ball and make sure he understands what his role is and being able to kind of use guys in different positions and letting the defense, or not letting the defense dictate what we do. We want to be the ones in charge.